Hi, I'm Matt Wendell with Comprehensive Substitute Solutions. Let's take a minute with Matt to understand how to apply for an educational aid permit or a substitute teaching license. If you haven't applied to our job posting yet, please do that first. We'll respond with an email with the necessary codes to use and specific instructions, which is nice to have in front of you while watching this video. So, do you need a credential from the Ohio Department of Education? Yes, if you're going to act as a substitute teacher or a substitute educational aide. A substitute teaching license requires a bachelor's degree in any field. An educational aid permit requires a high school diploma. If you plan to substitute for both teachers and educational aides, as many substitutes do, a substitute teaching license is enough. Substitute teaching licenses and aid permits cost $25 per school year. If you already have a teaching license, such as a resident educator's license or a professional license, you don't need a substitute teaching license. There's a couple exceptions to that. By law, we're not allowed to accept permanent non-tax licenses, which are used for parochial schools, nor alternative licenses, which are good in one specific school district. If you're new to the Ohio Department of Education and have never applied for a credential before, or if you haven't accessed your profile since March of 2019, you'll first need to create an OHID. The state has already created a help video for that because it can be tricky. That help video is linked on our webpage, and it's also included in the email instructions you were sent. Once you have your OHID and this app for educator, licensure, and records, you can apply for your ODE credential. If you're having issues, use the Help Center button at the top. Unfortunately, our office does not have access to provide tech support for this system. Clicking that button takes you to your ODE profile. You're going to apply for a new credential. Substitute teachers will click the Substitute button. Substitute educational aides will choose Educational Aides. Substitute teaching licenses are offered in 1- and 5-year increments. You'll choose that in a moment. Here, by selecting the credential. All substitute licenses are good for substitute work in grades pre-K to 12. Be sure it's effective with the beginning of the current school year. This screen can be a bit confusing. If you have a degree in education, select Education Degree, Unlimited. If you have any other bachelor's degree, choose General Substitute. The other teaching fields are used only for long-term subs covering medical and maternity leaves lasting more than a semester. From here, you'll answer questions about residency, military history, criminal history, etc. Here is where you will upload a copy of your electronic transcripts. Here is where you will input the specific code from Hamilton County ESC for us to sign off on your substitute license. That code is 047324. Click Pay and Submit to finalize your application. Our office signs ODE license applications every business day during business hours. You'll get an email when we do. That informs ODE that we intend to hire you as a substitute and triggers their actions. They review your transcripts and your background checks to determine your eligibility for that credential. It will only take 1 or 2 business days, except in July and August when volume is higher. If it's been longer than that, log back into your account and you'll see a status update and can follow up with ODE. Once your license is approved, our office gets notified. You do not need to send us a copy. We will have one. So that's how to apply for an education aid permit or a substitute teaching license. Thanks for taking a minute with Matt.